brings us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Cincinnati. Taken from about the 12. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And some space here. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. A big play there on the first play of the game. 49 yards on the ground. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw into the hands of Sample. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
From the 16, Burrow able to find Higgins. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. A first carry for Samaje Perine. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Samaje Perine, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. On the move past the 40. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
That was awfully nice. Hit him in stride, and off he went. It was almost like the ball hitting him was like him receiving a baton, and he was running the anchor leg in a relay race.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. In motion left is Wilson. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
In motion, Hill. To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Flushed out right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open. True. So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
Finding room in midfield, and he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Here's Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. On 3rd down, Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it to the right side and complete to Hurst. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. From the red zone now, here's Burrow, first down. Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon, and he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their 2nd drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something and pretty quickly here. No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. 3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big one there on third down. They hit for 30 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Play action. Now it's Tua. He'll buy some time right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins have got it back to within a score. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make our score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken at the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they
try to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Noah Igbenogany. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way into the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy who made the play, he gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation, time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
So now on comes the Dolphins offense as he'll try and go for 2 here. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bull his way in there for the 2 points. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick 6, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They'll run it here with Pirine. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. The 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
We constantly talk about defenders having great vision and being able to see plays unfold and make their own plays. But you also have to have good feel as well, because you can't see everything out there. See the play unfold, feel what's going on, and then get to the right spot and make your own play. And in this case, it turned out to be a highlight one.
And he will get into the end zone, and it's now a 2-score game as the lead moves to 9. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where...
And now Burrow's going to be intercepted yet again. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. But Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now it's Burrow. And that one complete once again to Higgins. A big play there on the catch and run. 58 yards. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's a run with Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On 2nd down, Mostert. And he's got room. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards. What did you see there on the defensive side? What allowed that good-sized run?
Well, they were in a cover 2 alignment, which means your 2 safeties are back away from the line of scrimmage. So if you can match up your blocking at the line, at the point of attack, there's usually some room, a big gap between that second level and third, and that's what they were able to exploit.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. A little jet sweep to start the drive. Room here to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
A run with Mostert up the middle. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. A Miami 1st down on the 14-yard pickup. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. In motion, Hill. Second down. Here's Mostert again. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So a toss play there does the trick as he's into the end zone.
And you don't run this unless you're sure you've got a guy who has the speed who can get to the edge, because what you're hoping for him to win the race to the corner and turn it upfield to the end zone.
Nothing fancy there on that two-point try. Give it to the big boy, let him go to work.
That almost felt like sandlot football that we used to play, didn't it? Biggest guy on your team who can carry the ball, hand it to him and let him rumble.
Nobody picked me on the sandlot football team.
You were quarterback, and I know better.
I was the water boy. From the 10. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
First down, here's Burrow. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. First and 10. Now it's Burrow. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here's Burrow completing this to Chase. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase, 45 yards. And the Bengals are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Zach Taylor's made the decision. They'll go for 2 here. And Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. There he goes, right side. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Those wide receiver screens like that, isn't that what they said they wanted to implement more in the game plan this week?
They certainly did, because they felt like they had an advantage with their receivers out in open space. They thought they could make the first guy miss like a punt returner and then pick up nice blocking downfield.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On first and 10, it's Mostert. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. In motion left is Wilson. Now Tua. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are right back in this football game.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
The Bengals drive about to get going. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So a big play coming up for the Bengals as they'll indeed go for 2. They're going to try and run for it. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to pass. Tua. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Here we go.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Let's go. 60 red. 60 red. Stop. 17.
They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. 2nd down. Here's Mostert again. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Once again, it's Mostert. And a solid run down inside the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win.
We'll see.
And it's good. He got it. He missed his long attempt earlier, but he connects when it matters most. And it'll be a good time in South Beach tonight. The Dolphins have won the game. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
Y le estaba ganando 14-7 con un minuto. Y le metí